Hey everyone, this is Micah Handell with Handell Insurance. Hope everybody had a great holiday season. Right now it's the end of January 2026, and I just felt like I needed to put out a video to address a question that's on probably a lot of your minds. And that question is like, what the just happened with Medicare this last year? So a lot of you, especially those of you who are new, just had your Medicare Advantage plans completely leave your service area. And this is especially in areas like New Hampshire, where there's a lot of you that just came on board. Um, and a lot of us are just wondering, like, why did that happen? And then for those of us that didn't have our plan leave, maybe we kept our same plan, we undoubtedly noticed that there was a couple changes in there, mostly being everything's probably a little bit more expensive and we're getting a little bit less for our comprehensive benefits than we had in the past. So where's all this coming from? So I just wanted to put out a video that kind of helps us understand, our current situation. So this is all going back to drug costs and how those costs are split between you, the consumer, and the insurance company. So starting in January 2025, Medicare actually put a cap on the maximum amount that you, the consumer, can spend on your prescription drugs in that year. So in 2025, the most you could spend on your prescriptions was $2,000. And now in 2026, it's up to $2,100 per year. They eliminated something called the donut hole. So those of you that experienced the donut hole definitely know what this is. But those of you that never had the opportunity, what the donut hole was is that once your Medicare prescription drug plan paid a certain amount of your drug costs, it was just under $5,000 in 2024, you went off a cliff where your drug coverage changed a lot and you essentially paid 25% of the cost of all your drugs. And this was a lot of money for a lot of people. Okay. So what happened in 2025 is that they got rid of the donut hole, and now there's a cap of only $2,000 that the consumer can pay. However, those drug costs didn't really go anywhere. So all that expense that was going to people via the donut hole has now been moved onto the insurance company. So it's suddenly a heck of a lot less profitable to run your prescription drug plan or your Medicare Advantage plan. And that's where all this turmoil that we saw in the last 2 years really came from. So if you're a Medicare Advantage plan, suddenly you're paying a lot more attention to like the service area that you're operating in. So we saw a lot, especially the last 2 years, a lot of companies reduced their service area and pulled their plans from counties where they just weren't that profitable. So that's really what we saw a lot with the Medicare Advantage plans, as well as the prescription drug plans. The premiums are going up. The coverage is, not as great as it was. We've seen a lot of increase in deductibles. And essentially, what it is just a redistribution of how the costs are being shared between the consumer and the insurance company. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to Handell Insurance, welcome aboard. If you've been here for many years, it's been good to see you. Drop a line in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, shoot me an email. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that, Handell Insurance, so you never miss a new video when it comes out. And I appreciate you very much. Have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you all real soon, okay? Bye.